Guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to finish the outside stringer this afternoon. I've got this center piece in here. I'll flip you around so you can see it. I got this center stringer that's going to go over the fuel tank. I've got to get it epoxied up there, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and hit a real quick sand. I'm going to sand all this so it's got a real good clean bond to the outside of the hole, or the inside of the hole, the outside. And I'll go ahead and sand all this down too. Pretty much everything will be sanded real quick, and then I'll epoxy this section right here. That's the plan for today. I'm going to start working on that. It's kind of easy day. It's a Sunday afternoon. Had a really good time at church, and now I'm kind of working on the boat this afternoon. I took the deck and I laid it over on the starboard side here, and I laid out the ribs, and I've measured them out, and I've got them right here measured out. Some of them are going to be perfect, and some other ones need a little bit of cardboard right there. So I'm going to have to adjust those, or I'm going to have to increase the size, the measurements on them. All right, so I've got my ribs laid out. I'm going to cut my three sections for the starboard side using the templates. I'll flip you around here so you can see. This one's pretty much ready to go. It's about the same size. This one for the just forward of the fuel tank needed a little bit. It's off just a little bit there. And this one right here for the very front towards the bow on the starboard side was almost perfect. So I'm going to pretty much cut the same size out there. This one, this is an 1 inch piece. This needed a little bit of extension as well, and as well as the other one did. right here. So these are going to get cut out of a 1-inch board. And then these 3 pieces will be 1.5 inches. These are the main ribs that support the deck. All right, well, I got my pieces cut. I've got everything stacked up right here. I'm going to go ahead and jump in the boat and start fitting these. I'm going to have to sand them down a little bit. I've cut them a little over the size of the line that I know I drew, but I wanted to give a little bit of extra room to kind of sand them down and get them real nice and tight in there. So it's not a big deal. This stuff is really easy to sand, and I actually like working with it because it's easy to sand. Your lines don't have to be perfect. You can sand it down to get it, you know, where it needs to be, where it looks like it was cut perfect for the bottom of the hole. So, all right, I'm gonna jump in there and get this done. All right, so I just sanded this first piece to kind of give you an example how easy this stuff sands. I'll flip you around here. I got a good line, you know, all the way up around the inside right here, and it fit really nice and tight. I got it square. Got it pretty square. I got to come in and then cut a little off the top, but I left the top on purpose a little high, so that way I can just put a straight level right here and then mark my line and get a perfect line. I'm going to cut this line, or I'm going to cut this line right here with the table saw, so it's a perfect straight line. And it'll require a little bit of sanding, but that's the first one. Once I get them all in place, I'll cut in the holes for the tubes for the rod holders. But she's coming along pretty good. All right. Well, I just dropped the second plate in, or the second rib in it anyway, and I'll flip right here, and it fits pretty good. I don't need to really trim it at all. I might have to move it back a little bit. I gotta get my measuring tape, but it needs to be right on par with that line over there. So it should come about right in here. Might need to go back a little bit. If it does, I'll have to sand it down, but it is really close, nice and tight fit. And I'll have to notch out the drain down there, but going along pretty good. All right, well, I got the ribs cut in and I got the deck down. I'll flip around here so you can see. This is the templates I'm going to use, but I went ahead and cut my ribs so that way everything is laid out where it needs to be. Fits really well. I'm going to have to take and add a little bit of cardboard on the template for the next piece, but it's off just maybe not even a half an inch, but I'm just going to try to tighten it up as much as I can. Especially for this piece right here, for the centerpiece over the fuel tank. But overall, I think it turned out really well. Lays out really good. So I want to start pulling this stuff off now and cut one piece at a time and then lay it back in with the new piece. Okay, I got the first three sections of the starboard side cut. I'll flip around here so you can see. This is the deck plate over the fuel tank, the one that's going to have the hatch, cover in it, and then the very front bow. Turned out really well. Right now I'm cutting the back piece. I actually had to take two boards and then put them together, and I'm going to have to epoxy that board together and make my own coring, and then glass it in like I did the other one. I'm actually going to have to do that for this one and that one because I'm running out of boards. Instead of trying to, spend that's about $650 for one of those sections of board there, and with shipping and everything, so it gets pretty expensive. So I'm going to take a couple sections and epoxy them together, and then make it work. I don't know why I can't talk today. All right, so I'll show you right here what I got going on. So I've got this section and this section, and I put them together, and I'm going to cut it all out as one piece and then glass it together. And then when I come back in, I'll cut in the door after everything's glassed, so that way it'll be one solid door. Kind of hard to see with a little bit of light there, but I got the lines in. But this is the last section right here. This is the last deck plate. Once I get this piece cut, and then I'll have deck on both sides of the boat here. So it's coming together. I'm going to go ahead and cut this real quick. I have a boat deck. Turned out pretty good. I've got a glass to starboard side, but I've got all the deck plates cut. It feels pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. Pretty excited. I got some a little bit more sanding to do, and then I got glass. Definitely got a lot of glassing to do for sure. And then once I get them all glass, I'll cut in my hatches in the stern and in the bow, and then I'll also cut in my holes for the starboard side for the rod tubes. Get all that stuff set up. I can honestly say I can walk around the deck of my boat now. I've got the cut the center pieces. That's pretty easy. I'm just going to use the pieces that I have. I'm going to cut those in and use those. I might have to kind of thicken them up with some Kuza board, but I've got plenty of script for that, so that's not a big deal. I'm going to reinforce them and make them stronger than what they are. But guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. It's really coming along. I can really say it's coming along now. So thank the good Lord. He showed me a lot of stuff on this, and it's been a lot of work and labor of love, and definitely couldn't do it without him. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. You have a blessed day.